It's always good to recap a Bears game after a win. It's always good to do that. More of these, please, because I don't want to be more of what I was last week, where I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because I'm absolutely frustrated with how this team operates and how this team plays. Well, I guess you can say message received from Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson called the team out for its lack thereof a championship like practice habits, and they showed up and they won the football game today against the Cowboys. Now, yes, some of it has to do with the fact that CeeDee Lamb, thanks to Noah Sewell, got him hurt. But regardless, the Bears came into this game needing a must-win situation against the Dallas Cowboys team that their offense is very potent, and at the same time, you come into this game where you go down 0-3, basically the season is over with, and you're already looking to 2026. But the Bears win today's game in a blowout, beat the Cowboys 31. Do, 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 do. Jesus. 31-14. Caleb Williams has a breakout performance today. The offense had a breakout performance, by far the best performance of the season this year. And yeah, and then on top of it, you beat Matt Eberflus. So all the players on the team beat Matt Eberflus and got their new head coach his first W. Now that is what I call poetic justice. That is what's called poetic justice. The old coach, who was the old head coach, is now the defensive coordinator, ends up getting beat by the new head coach that basically replaced him. And I just take solace in the fact that the Bears offense, with the exception of Zacchaeus, Colston Loveland, and then the interior offensive line, outside of that, it was all the same exact players. And they cooked the Matt Eberflus defense. Absolutely cooked them. And man, it was a fun game to watch. Yeah, there were some moments where, yeah, I was getting a little bit pissed off, but I was more happy and more excited just to watch this team. This is the high that I expect to see. This is the production I hope to see over time as the season starts to go on. You see good performances from Caleb Williams like this. Yeah, there still is some issues where some of the easy shit he still misses and he needs to get better at. There were probably like 4 or 5 passes that were just, come on, man, you just got to hit that shit. But he missed it, right? But I'll take it. I will take it. These are the building blocks to get him to become a good quarterback. And the moment he can start hitting these easy layup passes, this offense is going to be transformed into a dangerous machine because, again, you saw from this game alone, the weapons are formidable and they are a problem to deal with because especially when Caleb Williams is on like that, you know, Ben Johnson heard the cries and the begs from the fans and even the media when they asked him about getting Colston Loveland and Luther Burden involved. Now, I think Colston Loveland, he ended up getting hurt and injured and not returning the game because of a hip injury. But I think he did, if I remember correctly, he had one catch at least, but it looked like they were targeting him a lot. And then they definitely targeted and gave the ball to Luther Burden a lot too today. This was definitely a standout performance from Luther Burden as well, which goes to show you, wow, maybe we should use our highly drafted talent that we wasted top end draft pick capital on instead of just relegating them to doing nothing. It's funny how that works out when you actually make them a part of the game plan. I'm not saying they're going to be the focal feature of it, but at least give them some targets Feature them in the offense. Make them do something because other than that, it's a waste of a draft pick. And I'm just saying, oh, then why didn't we not just use this draft pick on a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman? Plain and simple, man. Plain and simple. Now, I'm going to talk about the negatives first. Let's get the negatives out the way before I go into the positives of this game, right? Because I want to get the bad stuff out the way first before we get into the good stuff, right? All right. So let's get to the bad, right? Let's get to the bad. Number one, let's just talk about the bad. The freaking defense, bro. The defense is still bad. Now, they forced turnovers today, which led to the reasoning of why the Cowboys did not really get off or really didn't score more than 14 points today, which is a plus. So that's a good thing. The defense forced 3 turnovers and held the opposing offense, a highly prolific scoring offense, to 14 points. Again, I made the mention again. Yes, CeeDee Lamb was hurt, and he got hurt early in this game thanks to Noah Sewell. Now, why the Cowboys decided to audible a play and have it to where CeeDee Lamb's getting a handoff, I have no fucking clue. But it clearly got him hurt, and Noah Sewell basically pulling him back down, rolled up on his ankle. He'll probably get fined for that because especially the fact that he hurt him. So, and I think Noah Sewell did get fined, I think a few weeks ago for, a tackle like something similar to that, which I think is stupid, right? Um, but regardless, this defense still is trash. If it isn't the secondary that's bad when it comes to players like Nashawn Wright, bro, I'm sorry, man. Nashawn Wright has got to go. I understand we have basically no depth at corner, but if Jalen Jones is ready to go for next week in Las Vegas, I would like to see him get a shot. Otherwise, please go on the free market, Ryan Poles, and go pick up another cornerback, please, because Nashawn Wright wasn't it. He was not it today. And we're lucky the game was a blowout to the point it doesn't come to the final second where Nashawn Wright's one-on-one with a George Pickens. Because at that point, I'm like, bro, why not just put Tyreek Stevenson, who actually had a really good game today, thank Christ, because that's what we need from him. He needs to step up now that Jalen Johnson is out. More of these type of Tyreek Stevenson performances today. More of that today. What we got today from Tyreek Stevenson, I need that going on forward for the rest of the season. But plays like what Nashawn Wright did today, I'm just like, bro, you're getting cooked out there. You're getting cooked. Last week it was Tyreek Stevenson getting cooked. Today is not Nashawn Wright getting cooked. There was like one instance where George Pickens runs a simple out route, bro, and Nashawn Wright is morally focused on what's going on inside of the tackle box where Dak Prescott is, and then freaking George Pickens gets like a few extra yards because Nashawn Wright's looking inside. The same thing happened on George Pickens' touchdown earlier in the game too. He looking inside, worried about what's going on inside. Ninja, focus on the freaking receiver. That's what I'm talking about. Go out there in the free market. You're telling me you can't find anybody else better than a Nashawn Wright. Give them a workout. Again, Stephen Gilmore is out there. He's definitely not what he used to be in his prime. But I would say he is a definite upgrade over Nashawn Wright, where you can actually say, you know what, screw it. I can trust this guy one-on-one in a situation. So I still don't know why the Bears won't go get a Stephen Gilmore, work him out, maybe sign him to the team, and give him an opportunity, because what else do you have to lose? At least you got to freaking use somebody, because Jalen Johnson, we don't know if he's going to be out for the season or if he'll come back later in the season. And if the team is uncompetitive and we're not going to make the playoffs, I'd say keep him out the rest of the year. Don't bring him back so he can get some meaningless, stats in. Like, you're only going to make him get hurt worse. So, in my personal opinion, I think the Bears can go out in the free market. I think Ryan Poles can go out in the free market and go find a corner opposite of Tyreek Stevenson that is an upgrade over Nashawn Wright. Because for me, Nashawn Wright was getting picked apart today. And thank Christ CeeDee Lamb wasn't playing, because my goodness, who knows maybe how Tyreek Stevenson looks if CeeDee Lamb was playing. But it's just crazy, man. It's crazy how bad the defense is. They're still getting no push. Montez Sweat actually had a sack today. Thank Christ. He actually did something. But still, it is not enough. I think the Bears only had 2 sacks today. Like, let me go look at the box score. Because I think I could be right about that. Box score. Or, team. Yeah, box score, box score. Yeah, we only had 2 sacks. Like, that's not good enough. That is not good enough. Like, 2 sacks is not good enough. You're not getting a good enough, and it shows me you're not getting good enough pressure. Like, that's the problem, man. And that's why we had to start bringing the blitzes and stuff like that, and the different types of twists and stunts because your 4-man rush ain't even getting home. And then the run defense, my God, it was freaking terrible. The run defense was awful today. And again, it's going to be a constant thing because the defensive line can't get no push. The run defense is going to be trash. And again, goes to show you why your GM fails to invest in highly touted draft picks on the defensive line. I'm starting to be convinced maybe you need to start drafting these Georgia boys on the defensive line and get some pressure. We still need another edge because Dio and Sweat are still not doing it. Like, I'm sorry, but these are the issues I have with the GM. You need to get better interior defensive linemen to affect pressure. And we barely did that. 2 sacks is not good enough for me. Like, legitimately. I was fearful when the Cowboys start the game. Man, it's going to be back and forth. We're putting too much pressure on our offense to basically go out there and score every possession because our defense can't get any damn stops. Like, it's got to be better, man. You got to upgrade that talent. And I hope next year that's what happens. Dennis Allen goes to Brian Poles' office and be like, hey, man, we need that D-line pressure, bro, because my defense ain't going to work if we can't rush 4. So, first overall pick, if we ain't getting a left tackle, we need to get a dominant defensive lineman. Whoever is the best available on the board at that position, you go get them. Because we need somebody to create havoc, whether it's interior or from the edge. Because it's just bad, man. It's just bad. And thank God for some of these turnovers, man. Again, first turnover, Tyreek Stevenson, who had a great game today, strips it out of Javonte Williams' arms. Like, he got a big carry on that first drive for the Cowboys. And if not for Tyreek Stevenson pulling that ball out, either the Cowboys get 3 points or they get 7 points. And who knows? That may change the game. Tremaine Edmonds, he showed up today. I still think he still has some of his issues, but at least he showed up when it was time to show up. He had 2 interceptions today. One that was deflected, and then he caught an interception diving out in the flats. Otherwise, if he didn't, that's a touchdown, and the lead is ended up being cut. But because of the fact that he intercepted that ball, we managed to kill some more clock off the ball, and basically by then Dallas just put in the reserves the next offensive possession they got. So Tremaine Edmonds, he showed out today. Those 2 picks were definitely needed. So, there's that. Another negative is still the run attack. The running the ball thing, it still baffles me. Now, Kyle Monangai, he did get some serious carries, serious in-game carries, but it's still not enough to what I like it. Now, he's not going to help his case if he gets the ball and he starts running backwards instead of going forwards. That's definitely not going to help the case. But for Ben Johnson to go out there and say he trusts Kyle Monangai, no, you don't. Because when I'm still seeing, it's week 3, when I'm still seeing the fact that it's DeAndre Swift or DJ Moore getting carries in the backfield, that tells me all I need to know. You don't trust Roschon Johnson, because Roschon Johnson looks like he's just relegated to what Travis Homer is relegated to, and that's special teams. Roschon Johnson looked like he's just a special teams player. He don't even get carries. And then Kyle Monangai, he may get a carry here and there. But Ben Johnson basically lied to the the fans and the media saying he trusts Kyle Monangai. It's clear. If your name is not named Swift or DJ Moore in the backfield, then no, this coach does not trust the running backs. So I 110% expect the Bears to either go pick up a free agent running back that's out there that is a compliment to a DeAndre Swift. If they decide to bring him back, or they just go draft a run another running back in the draft, probably at higher, maybe fourth round, because I sure as hell don't want Ryan Poles to take him either second or third round, because then that's when we're gonna have some fucking problems. But we all know that they clearly wanted to go get Trevion Henderson, but the Patriots came in and swooped him up. Now it's looking like they made the right decision, because when you look at the Patriots game today, they should have won their game, but you had Ramondre Stevenson fumbling the ball over the place. But the rush attack is still not good. It's still not good. The Bears had 29 attempts rushing the ball for 87. And yeah, they did some reverses to be an extension of the run game. But when it's like, no, we need power running football, we don't have that. And again, your offensive line, for whatever reason, they can sure as hell pass block, but they sure as hell can't run block this year. See, last year was the opposite. They could run block, but last year we couldn't pass block for shit. Now it's just the opposite. We can pass block, but we can't run block. Because every game I've watched so far, we already see defenders already in the gap. And also, I want to hope to see them try running the ball to the left as opposed to the right. Because for whatever reason, the right side continuously gets blown up. But they keep running to that side. Let's try the left side with Joe Tooney and maybe Braxton Jones and see how that goes. That looked like it worked better than the right side. Because for whatever reason, the right side just ain't working with Jonah Jackson and Darnell Wright. And speaking on Darnell Wright, one, this is a positive. The Bears barely had any penalties on offense. But Darnell Wright, man, his two penalties, bro, they're absolute drive killers. I swear, man. I swear. Darnell Wright needs to stop, bro. Darnell Wright he's really getting on my last damn nerves when it comes to his dumb penalties. No other offensive lineman today had any boneheaded penalties. This guy gets called for holding, which takes a Caleb Williams like 20-yard rush away. And then this guy has, I think, illegal hands to the face or whatever. He had two penalties. Two really stupid penalties that didn't need to happen. And I'm just like, dude, you're killing drives. Stop. And it's really getting to the point where Darnell Wright, he just cannot stop with the penalties. It's every single week. He's had a penalty, whether it's false start, whether it's holding, whether it's hands to the face, whether it's a legal man downfield. I don't care. It's one penalty of something that irritates me about this guy, and he's always getting called. And I really do hope the media calls out and tells Ben Johnson, hey, is there a look to change from Darnell Wright to maybe Ozzie Trapillo to see what he can give you, because of the penalties, the consistent penalties Darnell Wright has gotten. And in every game this year, Darnell Wright has gotten a penalty. At some point as a coaching staff, whether you're Dan Rochar or you're Ben Johnson, most especially, you got to say enough is enough. You go take a seat on the bench. Either Theo or Ozzie, get in. Do not cause any penalties. Because the starter that's in front of you keeps doing these penalties every single week. And I hope by the bye week that changes. If Darnell Wright gets more penalties in the Las Vegas game, I hope by the bye week and when we go into the game against Washington, there's a new starting right tackle. Now, Ben Johnson in his last press conference did say he does see Ozzie Trapillo playing for the Bears at some point down the road this season. I hope that's the case, and hopefully that means, and hopefully that's a threat to Darnell Wright of saying, stop getting these pre-snap penalties, stop getting these penalties, otherwise we will take you out and we will put somebody else in. Because at this point, it's getting effing annoying that we make one positive play, flag on the field, number 58 was holding, and it gets called back because your right tackle can't stop getting penalties. And at this point, it's becoming undisciplined play. If you're going to continue to get penalties, get him out the game and make him realize we can't have that, son. Freaking top 10 draft pick, and he's still having the same issues he had as the previous few seasons with these holdings and all these other penalties. And it makes no sense why Ozzy Trapillo was a healthy scratch today. Now, at one point in the game, Donald Wright got a little bit banged up, and they put in Theo Benedict. And the one drive he was in, they ended up scoring a touchdown fairly easily, no penalties. Coincidence? I think not. And I understand that's just one drive, but still. Coincidence? I think not. But Ozzy Trapillo being a healthy scratch, he's a second round draft pick. Why is he a healthy scratch? See, in the moment when Donald Wright went out due to injury, that's when you put in an Ozzy Trapillo and you see, okay, let's see what you got, kid. But no, you made him a healthy scratch. Why? He should be suited up, ready to play, even if he's in the backup capacity. He should not be a healthy scratch. This is the same shit I said about Shamar Turner. This is the same shit I said about Kieran Amagaji, who, conveniently enough, Karan Amagaji, he's on IR now. That's a bust of a third round draft pick. Another fail by Ryan Poles, your GM. So I expect him to be cut by next year. But no, because me and the former coach had a good time with his father golfing, we decided to draft him. So we could get access to, his golf complex, his father's golf complex, and get free memberships. Again, Ryan Poles continues to show me why this clown should be fucking fired. Anyways, enough of the negatives. Let's talk about the positives, right? The positives. Again, I made the mention. The turnovers on the defense were great. Now, the defense is consistently getting turnovers. They'll be in a lot more games than not. It's clearly looking like this defense at least needs to force maybe 1 to around 2 turnovers a game for them not to get picked apart like Swiss cheese. Because it's simple. That's what it looks like. Because realistically, the Cowboys are moving up and down the field. So the fact that we did force those turnovers, really good stuff. 2 from Tremaine Edmonds and then 1 from Tyreek Stevenson. And even then, the defense did get some stops here and there. And I did like the one defensive play where it looked like they're going to go all-out blitz. And I think there was only one time Dennis Allen did do that all-out blitz. It was one of the last drives the starters for the Cowboys were in. But Tom Brady was saying it on the air, especially the fact of like, hey, these guys are rushing all these dudes up to the line, but then they force it back out to a zone, and it's making Dak Prescott speed the clock up, and it's thinking he got to get the ball out fast and everything. So, if that type of defense is working where they bring all the dudes at the line, because especially as a quarterback, you don't know if they're actually going to bring it all or if they're going to drop back into a zone, because you think, okay, maybe this shit's man across the board. Even if they do drop out, it's man, maybe, man to man, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, it could be, a regular ass zone. So I did like that defensive call. It clearly affected the Cowboys because Dak Prescott was definitely throwing it short of the sticks. Um, Look, what can I say about the offense? What can I not say about the offense? That offense was absolutely great today. Offense was great. Ben Johnson was in his bag today. Caleb Williams was in his bag today. Luther Burden was in his bag today. Rome was in his bag today. It was just good all around, man. It was good all around. And this week was the first week where we did not score a touchdown the opening drive, but then the second offensive possession we got a touchdown. Caleb to Rome. And then the second offensive possession, we hand it out to Swift, and I'm like, oh, great stuff. And then he hands it back. I'm like, wait, what? And then Caleb Williams just throws it up to Luther Burden for a touchdown. We got a flea flicker touchdown. And I'm just like, Yes, please. I was absolutely blown away. And finally, Bear fans can shut up now. Caleb Williams delivered an accurate down the field deep pass. Yes, he did that. You can now stop complaining he has accuracy issues, even though they're still somewhat there. Mostly on the layups. But we saw him hit a deep ball. And I was happy that Luther Burden caught that shit because I'm like, don't drop this shit. Don't drop this shit. And he caught it and he walked in for a touchdown. And that was crazy. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And then Cole Kmet gets the third touchdown, and then DJ Moore on a fourth down caps it off where Caleb Williams scrambles around a bit, taking the spy with him, as well as the safety in the back of the end zone with him, and just basically delivers a dart dead center in the back of the end zone to DJ Moore. And basically that was it. And then you got a Cairo Santos field goal, and that was basically all she said and wrote. The offense was amazing today. Again, the run game still is a work in progress, but I did like that one drive, right? And this is the DJ Moore touchdown drive where we got the ball that third quarter, bro, and we just ran the football, established the run, did basically, and I think at one point till we got to the red zone, I think it was like 11 straight runs we did, picking up first downs. And we had probably one of the longest drives all season long. And we killed that clock to the point by the time the Cowboys got the ball back, they only ran one offensive play in that third quarter, which was very much huge in this game when you look at the totality of the game. That drive where we ate up damn near the entire freaking clock, the entire freaking clock. That was a very critical, crucial drive. And when you cap that off a touchdown, especially one when you get a touchdown on fourth down, right? And I at that point when I was thinking, I'm like, just go kick the field goal, take the points right there. But Ben Johnson, he's like, no, we're gonna go for the touchdown, and we got it. It makes it pay off. Now, I personally didn't like the decision to go for it. I just say take the points, move on. It is what it is. Trust your defense, especially with them playing well today. But Ben Johnson said, no, we need to lock up this W. So we're going balls to the wall, right? And that's what we freaking did. And, that completely put the game out of reach right then and there and gave the team complete momentum. But it just felt good to watch this offense just be freaking good, man, and pick apart the Matt Eberflus defense. It just brings a smile to my face of the fact that we brought this. This is the same defensive coordinator that was so stubborn to stick back in a fucking zone defense. And it was so good to watch Caleb Williams pick this dude's defense apart like it was fucking Swiss cheese. And when the fact that you got, and clearly, even though Ben Johnson goes on record saying like Eberflus's defense is tough to coach against in my career, bro, when this man is pulling out all sorts of fucking trick plays, bro, one, that shows me, no, you don't really think the Matt Eberflus defense is all that. And then two, it just goes to show you that he does not respect Matt Eberflus's defense at all, right? He had the flea flicker trick play. He had a trick play on one of the last few drives, which it almost went crazy bad. That was the one second to last drive before Tremaine Edmonds got a second pick, right? Where I'm just like, just run the ball, kill some clock. He tried to do a trick play type of thing with where Caleb Williams was lined up as a receiver. Kyle Manungai, thank God he caught it because he almost fumbled it and messed up the entire play. Zacchaeus was wide open. Like, that could have been hit for, a deep, maybe a touchdown to just put even more ice on the game. Caleb didn't see it, right? But when I'm seeing freaking plays like that, and then the mini reverses all over there where it looks like Caleb's handing it off to the running back, but then he's handing it to the freaking receiver that's doing an end around, it really shows me that Ben Johnson has no respect for Matt Eberflus's defense. Like, legitimately. It's the exact same shit Ben Johnson would do to us when he was the OC for the Lions, and Eberflus is our defensive head coach. And I kind of do wish he did the stumble bum thing Like that would have been a funny homage to what the hell happened there, which would have been funny, especially if it ended up being complete, right? But this game clearly showed me from Ben Johnson's trick plays and everything, especially the fact that he was still calling trick plays when the game was still, seemingly close. Where the Cowboys, if they get another touchdown, they can make it a game, right? It really does go to show you um, that this dude has no respect for Matt Eberflus at all. He has no respect for him. And, you know, regardless, I'm happy that we got the dub, not only because we beat Matt Eberflus, but I'm just happy for the players that had to deal with the bullshit of Matt Eberflus, as Caleb Williams himself including. And Caleb Williams had a career day today. He had arguably his best performance as a pro against his former head coach's defense. And it was funny how, once kickoff started, I think it was Aaron Edwards, or not Aaron Edwards, Aaron Andrews. She talked about how, Eberflus' comments was like, well, I know these guys and everything. I know everything. Yeah, clearly you don't know these dudes because these dudes picked your defense apart like Swiss cheese. Like they picked it apart that easy. And it really goes to show you the coaching of Ben Johnson compared to the coaching of Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus did nothing to adjust. You think you're going to bring more blitzes to get the ball out of Caleb Williams' hand, maybe get some sacks. Caleb Williams took no sacks today. No blitzes. Then because Eberflus decided to sit back in his regular basic ass zone. And I'm happy for the players that they got revenge on their former head coach. And I bet you in the locker room, they're definitely talking that shit, saying like, hey, man, Eberflus ain't shit. That's what I'm most happy for. And I'm happy the fact that no, Caleb Williams got 4 touchdowns. Cole Kmet got a touchdown against his defense. DJ Moore got a touchdown against his defense. And Roma Dunze got a touchdown against his defense. All 4 dudes that suffered under Matt Eberflus and his coaching staff. And they all got 4 touchdowns. It's great stuff today. And when you look at Eberflus, you can look at it, bro. This dude looks like he should get fired by the Cowboys, bro. Like, this is the type of performance. Like, you're looking at this, and you're a Cowboy, and you're the Cowboys, and you're going to be like, so virtually every player on that Bears offense, with the exception of Zacchaeus, Luther Burden, and the interior offensive line, it's virtually the same exact team. The coach you got replaced by schooled your ass again. Those same players schooled you. Caleb Williams, your former quarterback, he picked apart your defense like it was nothing. I'm telling you, man, Eberflus gets fired from that defensive coordinator job from the Cowboys, bro. He's never getting another NFL job again. He's never getting an NFL job again. And if he does, it's going to be a positional job. But that guy sucks at his job, dude. There's a reason why he was average at best with the Colts, and the Colts were willingly going to let him take interviews for head coaching gigs because the report is he was going to actually get fired from the Colts. But he took interviews. He took interviews, right? The Bears stupidly hired him, and his defense was absolute trash. And the fact that his Cowboys defense is still as bad, it shows you this dude's nothing special. He's just another guy. And it goes to show you he's not an NFL caliber head coach. To be honest, he might not even be a college caliber head coach or college caliber coach. He might just be a regular high school coach if we're being honest. Like, you could probably get away with that stuff in high school. But in the NFL and especially in college and especially NFL, that defense is easy to cover. Easy. And it's just bad. The dude sucks. And I'm glad that he's off the team, and I'm glad that we got the W. Because if we had lost to the Cowboys and we had Eberflus get the last laugh, it would have been a cold day in hell. But the Bears ended up winning today. We ended up getting the W. I'm happy. I can enjoy my Sunday watching Sunday Night Football. Hopefully the Giants can beat the Chiefs and drop the Chiefs to 0-3. It's a good day. Packers They lost to the Browns in embarrassing fashion. Too bad the Bengals couldn't do the job and beat the freaking Vikings. And hopefully the Ravens do the Bears favors and beat the Lions. Because if the Ravens do beat the Lions tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, we're back in the division and we'll both be tied at 1-2 for third place in the division. So that's the good thing. That's the good thing. The good thing is we hope that the Ravens do us a favor. The Browns did us a favor by beating the Packers today. I definitely did not expect that. Definitely did not expect that. I figured the Vikings would beat the Bengals, but you could always hope for the upset. But at least the Browns did their job. We need the Ravens to do their job and beat the Lions. And at the end of the day, the Bears got to take care of business. Next week, they got to go beat a bad Raiders team. Simple as that. Yeah, you got to go to Las Vegas, but technically, the last time we played in Las Vegas, there was a lot of Bear fans that attended that stadium. So I expect the Bear fans to fill up that stadium in Las Vegas. I won't be there because one of the tickets are fucking crazy expensive. Anyways, plus I don't want to go drive up to fucking Vegas anyways. But anyways, hopefully the Bears can take care of business against the Raiders because that's another win. If we get another win, we're 2-2. And you're looking at the season quite differently when we thought the season was gonna be over. So anyways, I'm gonna go out here. The Bears get the W today. We beat Matt Eberflus. My Uncle Daryl, obviously, if you watch our game predictions, our week predictions for week 3, he ain't joined me today because he probably asleep because he lives in Germany and it's definitely like middle of the night over there. But he'll definitely be back for our week 4 predictions. So we can definitely talk about that since he didn't give his thoughts. So yeah, but the Bears win. Caleb Williams have a career day. Bears offense shines out today. Ben Johnson gets his first win as a head coach. And so for us Bear fans, we can sleep peacefully. And yeah, enjoy it for the 24 hours. And now it's on, and then it's on to freaking Las Vegas. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Chicago Bears content or any other football or NFL content I upload to the channel and things like that. But till then, guys, catch you guys next video. I will see you guys later. Peace.